The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So that's got things underway. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
I'd say Petr Cech. I'm trying to come up with a flow in his game, and I can't. Dependable and strong in every aspect of a goalkeeper's job, and he breeds confidence for his defence.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. Now it's Del Piero. Can he get it through? That's a shade optimistic. Vieira. Nesta. Now, can they get him away? Tries to pass it through. Oh, shooting chance! And the keeper couldn't hold it. It's there!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And now the breakaway. Pull it to Messi, and they can counter here. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. That's a sharp pass. Messi, and that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Messi. Zola. Zola. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. That is very well defended. Not the most accurate pass. Yeah. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Internacional are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Gerrard, a player who needs no introduction. Neymar. A hefty challenge, but fair enough. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Looking to play him in. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And here's Neymar. Whistle's gone, that's foul. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
And this is Neymar. And this is Zola. He's found a way through. Zola! Maldini gets it away. And here's Eto'o. Thuram defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
15 minutes till half-time. And this is a decent chance! Messi finding himself in space. Internacional are benefiting from a lot of movement up front, are they not?
Yeah, and if you're looking to play people in with passes from midfield, you really need willing runners who aren't looking to just get to the defensive line, but to go beyond it.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Well, the runner's been sold a little... A header! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Pele clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. No, that's been intercepted.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
And the finish! Oh, he's hit the bar! No, just not quite.
Well, that would have gone down as a bit of a waste. You're in a great position and you end up massively frustrated.
Nesta. Neymar going after that. Internacional have it back and can go again. Well, that looks a decent ball. Vieira. Zola is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot, and he is dashing away. And he's there to belt it away. Zola, looking for the run, picked out brilliantly. That pass isn't the best. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. And that is the end of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Internacional currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
So that's it for the first half, and everyone takes a well-earned rest.
Só é permitido beber nas áreas indicadas no mapa. Agradecemos a colaboração. Substituição no time do Internacional. Camisa 15, camisa 21. Deixando o campo para a entrada de camisa 2, camisa 11.
And we get things going again.
Internacional really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow.
Chance for a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Messi actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Impressive jump. He doesn't look too happy with that.
Vieira certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on. Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Oh, well measured. Could be danger here. Vieira. Internacional do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Cross from Cafu. Oh, well, that is not a great touch.
Pity that, because it had a decent chance of progressing.
Seedorf. And this is Messi. This is a promising build-up. Gerrard. And it's Gerrard. And he's found a way past. Shapes to shoot! Has to go back here. Gerrard! Tremendous from Gerrard! That is a gem! An absolute gem! They are right back in business.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Substituição no time do Internacional. Camisa 9, camisa 14, camisa 19. Neymar.
Mbappe.
Deixando o campo para a entrada de.
Looking for options for movement. Loose ball now, and there's a chase. And Del Piero against the crossbar. Oh, nice. Just not quite.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And he lines up a cross. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Mbappe. Eto'o. Seedorf powering forward here. Zola. Cafu. Cafu plays it in. Oh, great leap!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Cafu. Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's been taken short. That is lovely. And that's aimed into the middle. Varane gets it away. Galatasaray have the chance to go the other way. Oh, it's come loose. Cafu, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward.
Galatasaray really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Cafu, and that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clear.
Oh, he's been... and he shoots! Goal! International! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cutting.
Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul. And he's going to have his name taken. Well, this is worrying. He is not the sort of player who tends to stay down.
Teremos uma substituição.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Haaland getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Yeah, I think it's time for some brave decision-making.
Incoming delivery. Varane can get it clear. And it's Vieira. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Zola. Cafu. And here's Zola. And he's in on goal. Getting up there. And that would have been game, set and match.
Girassi has reacted in utter shock here. For him, the keeper has pulled off the impossible.
Now it's Girassi.
Internacional can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Shoots! And yes, it's there! We thought they were done, but never say never. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
Great ball, and he's in here. Goes for a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, in my opinion, set pieces are 50-50 moments, and this is a rather big one, and it all depends on the service. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Nicely weighted ball. 5 minutes to add. And this is Beckham. Ball. He's having a shot! Oh, that could be pivotal! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
And that is as far as it goes. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We are just getting started.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best. Nothing phases him.
And here's Eto'o. Oh, just skips past his man. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And the pass is intercepted. Vieira. It's Hullet. Nicely weighted ball. He's found a way past. Hullet. And he's cut it out. Vieira. Gerrard. Plays a sharp little ball here. That's the keeper's ball. And it's Hullet. Oh, well measured. Eto'o. And that was nowhere near his best.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
That's a little off target. Messi. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Eto'o. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. He has a look up. It's Vieira! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Vieira actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Internacional have the chance to go the other way. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. The muscular approach does pay off here. Internacional, so far providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Gerrard. Inter Milan are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Vieira. Gerrard. And here's Eto'o. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. It's run loose here. And he's being shifted off it. No way through. And it's Gerrard. Eto'o going about things with real menace. Takes a shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Neymar finds himself offside. Messi. Now that looks a decent ball. Zola is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. Aimed beyond the defence. It's a promising position. Michael. That's an imaginative pass. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Nesta. Thuram. Vieira. Now it's Messi. Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Messi. Eto'o. Eto'o! And that's another fine save.
Well, the keeper saved his team again here, Peter, but he needs more protection from this defence.
And now a sudden chance to counter. And it's Hullet. Zola. Nice looking ball.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Gerrard.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And here's Messi. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Vieira. And it's Gerrard. Clipped into space. Messi. Pull it. And that has left him in a heap. And that is expertly dealt. So, a temporary halt to the action. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So, nothing to report so far on the goals front.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. We're on the move again.
Internacional are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Baresi. Rijkaard. And here's Eto'o. Hullet is always scanning the pitch for targets. Little pass back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way.
Looking for the run. And it's Hullet. Thuram demonstrating his defensive quality there. Neymar. And it's Gerrard. Well, that is one way to stop him. Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. What a save from Peter Schmeichel! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Messi really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Messi goes short. Zola. So much time and space here. Lovely. And the finish! Oh, Wonderful, wonderful Lionel Messi! Oh, the deftness of touch, received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Speed of thought, speed of action, that's another really clever finish.
So we have the first goal.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Neymar receives it in a wide position. Solar, he's picked his way through. Chance, surely! And that's a good finish. And there's the goal they've been looking for. A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
I think...
Applies the finish! And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
The two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Numero 8. Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Looking for a run-up. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And that is exemplary defending.
Some inspired work.
Oh, he's been caught napping. That's Lopez. Oh, terrific effort. Relentless. Just relentless. And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. A really thumping header. Absolutely crashes it in.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Internacional find a position of... Oh, good effort! And the keeper has shown real class. He had to be at his very best.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
Oh, they could break here. And this is Shevchenko. Shevchenko, and he's in on goal. He's had a shot! It's in! This day becomes absolutely perfect, utterly ideal. And a calamitous moment ends with the inevitable result.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Gol per l'Internazionale. Ha segnato al 77esimo minuto. Numero 11.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So things are underway. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, it would have to be the highly rated Dean Howson. The perfect blend of total football and tiki-taka. I like the front-footed approach he takes to defending. He's very effective, pushing people back by almost joining in central midfield himself. And, you know, he has a real air of authority about him now as he matures.
Real chance! What a wonderful goal!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous. Pushkas! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And that could set him on his way. He's got away. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Knocks it into space. Oh, can he get onto this? Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Looking to play him in.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Searching pass he's played there. Zola. He's had a shot! Sensational from Eto! A finish right from the top draw. A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
Yeah, the keeper was thinking about his angles, and Loft just took him out of the equation. Elementary.
Internacional are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum.
And a shot! Off the post! And he's denied!
Hame Talas.
And it's Vieira. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now, what about a counter-attack? Great vision. Thuram gets over and intercepts.
Internacional always looking for runners up front here.
Yeah, it is a regular tactic of theirs.
Yeah, can make life.
He's having a hit! Oh, it rattles the bar!
Taman se ponavljao da igram ovu diviziju, drugi meč nestane mi internet i dobijem poraz.
That's been drilled forward. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Well, that pass isn't the best. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Tries to pass it through. And the shot's on here. It's Eto! And yet another chance goes to waste.
Internacional.
Ma da, užas jebim si, bukvalno.
Going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Paris ended up in no man's land. Yeah.
Dobro, brat, promenili ime da ne brukaju pes.
Space out wide here. Neymar! And it's there! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. And he shoots!
Ajde, Slepče, izađi, stati.
And he is just ripping it up. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, look at the manager here. He's absolutely fuming, and he has every right to be. You can't...
And Shevchenko! And he steered it beyond the post.
Well, the defense are in a good position to get behind the
Ma
ball
isti
and let
kurac,
them just strike
UFL,
from
FIFA,
range.
isto sranje, samo UFL loša kopija. Igrao sam ga ja.
Tries to play it through. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, good fly! Well taken goal. They are purring, truly purring.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Internacional are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Uf, kakva gočina, evo te.
And they're threatening to fly away here.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Oh, that's clever. Eto! And a neat finish. They are purring, truly purring.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
And goes for a shot!
Moguće lik neće da izađe.
What a moment of brilliance. Control and perfect accuracy.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly. That's a little off target. Can he get on the end of this?
Might want to be careful there.
Neymar gets into a good position. That's the end of the first 45. Staggering, just staggering. Not in their wildest dreams would they have expected a half-time scoreline like this.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this, Peter, but it was totally deserved.
Ajde, retarde, izađi, šta ti je?
Itching to get back out there and take it on further.
Internacional look as though they have this game won. They've been firing and scoring at will. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Neymar receives it in a wide position. Now then, the ball's come loose.
Lom.
No, I stand corrected, it's a corner. And that's it. Thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. The Urbano Caldera, it really is a wonderful place to be, a ground graced by some of the greatest in Brazilian football, heroes and legends. So things are underway. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter.
And no bullying! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
That has been knocked clear. And now they can spring out of defence. He is through here. Great chance! It's in!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Internacional are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Oh, good ball!
Eto'o really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
That's a cute ball. Dink through. Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. Internacional leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. And it's Neymar. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Ferdinand kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Oh, this looks sharp. And this is Neymar. Neymar. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped. Santos really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
The pass is intercepted. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And he's found a way past. Plenty to it. Shoots! And it's in! Santos are all square. And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
So they have it all to do again.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Vieira. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. And this is Zola. Oh, that's nice. Neither of these two want to come up. Zola! Oh, that was wicked, a truly wicked effort.
Yeah, certainly could have been something so much more.
Gerrard. And it's Gerrard. Zola. Oh, nice one. And Zola! Oh, he's hit the bar! Rodri. Searching pass he's played there. And it's made its way to him. And it's Messi. And here's Eto'o. And here's Zola. Passing nice and neat. Oh, easy pickings there. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Vieira shows great strength. Zola! Now, who's going to be first to this? It's a goal kick. Messi. That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Messi. He's had it taken off him. Del Piero is someone with real dynamite in his boots. Threads one in. Pullet plays it in. That's the keeper's ball.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Neymar. Zola. He's had a shot! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Del Piero. Rodri.
Teremos
That's not
minuto
gone
de
well.
acréscimo.
And Del Piero. Nicely spread. That pass isn't the best. That's it, 45 minutes up. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So, nothing in it, Jim. What do you think?
Well, it's been an intriguing watch. A really nice contrast of styles that seem to suit both teams pretty well. Who's ultimately going to win it? It's anyone's guess still.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Internacional have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
And it's Neymar. Neymar. Oh, this is a very good run. That has been slung. He's having a shot! World class from Zola!
Surprise, surprise, who else? The ideal time and the ideal man to do it. This is going to liven up the second half.
What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
Teremos uma substituição.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Gerrard. Cafu. And here's Shevchenko.
That's a modern defender's instinct.
Header! It's a goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising. What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
The referee's awarded a free kick. No way through. Girassi absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
And that's it. That's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim.